I know you heard me on the radio, flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio, flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. Fury fam, what's good, man? As I promised, I'm here to give you my Larry K and Phin-Addict Fury's official season prediction video. I am going to go game by game and give you who I think is going to win. I'm not going to break down individual scores. I will talk about some other factors in some of the games. The reasons I'm not going to go into scores is the fact that things change week to week. You know, we're not going to know how certain teams are looking, what players are injured, what players are in, what players are out, what schematics, schematically we expect to see with the X's and O's. So going, scores to me seems kind of irrelevant. We don't even have spreads, and Vegas and, gambling sites don't have spreads out this early that mean anything. So we're not going to go into scores, but I am going to break down each game, and then I'm going to give you a final thought on what I think Miami's record is going to be this year. And I'm excited to get into that. I hope you guys are ready. Football is tomorrow, man. 9/11, a terrible day in American history, but tomorrow we'll set it off right, and we got the season finally here. It was here Thursday. Unfortunately, the Bills won. If you're a Dolphins fan, you didn't like what you saw. The Bills look like legit contenders. The Bills look like Super Bowl contenders. They don't look like they're playing. We're going to see how we do against them this year, man. As far as I'm concerned, they're the team to beat in our division. I know people don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. I think we're kind of 1A. We're getting up there. Let's hope we can live up to the hype and live up to our roster and what we expect from this team. But, I'm a little concerned about the defense. I'm not going to lie, because Raekwon Davis now is questionable. Let's hope he's good to go. I'm definitely hoping Raekwon Davis is good to go. And we'll see what happens with the cornerback situation as well with Needham. And, we know that Jones is out. And I'm curious to see what Bill Belichick has up his sleeve. I got to be honest with you. I'm curious to see what Bill Belichick has up his sleeve. Because I don't think he's just going to go quietly walk into the stadium disheveled and not knowing what the hell he's doing. I suspect he's going to have some idea what he's doing, and he's going to come out with some kind of surprise. So let's hope our defense and our offense is ready to deal with it for week 1. It is at home. We do play New England good at home. It's going to be hot. The sideline's going to be hot. So I'm feeling good about the game, but let's see what happens. And with that said, I am feeling good about the game. It's a 1 o'clock game in September. It's home. I'm going with a win for Miami tomorrow. I'm going with a win against the Patriots, and I expect Miami to be 1-0 after the first week. Then we have a game at the Ravens. That's a 1 p.m. game. I know a lot of people saw us dismantle and absolutely destroy Baltimore last season. Our defense was easily able to stand up to their offense and deal with a running quarterback, a mobile quarterback. But I don't expect Baltimore to lay down. I actually think Baltimore, and the way their mentality is and the kind of franchise they are, I expect Baltimore to want to get revenge. It's at home in Baltimore. They're still going to be fresh. And I think it'll be a close game. I think it could go either way, but I have to, if I'm being completely fair, I have to give the home game to Baltimore. And I think Miami's going to lose in week 2 to Baltimore. The following week, we have the Bills, and that's a 1 p.m. home game. And although the Bills look very damn good, and although I'm a little bit afraid they might sweep us again, I hate to say it, but it's possible. They just have our number. I'm not willing, as a Miami Dolphins fan, to give the Bills a 2-0 record in my predictions this season. I'm going to split these games, tell you right now. And so the home game for us, down in that Miami heat, with Miami still fresh, and maybe the Bills on a little bit of a high, maybe feeling themselves a little too much, I'm going to give Miami the win in week 3 against the Bills, and that would put us at 2-1. The fourth game is at Cincinnati, and that's a Thursday night game. I'm actually going to be at that game because I got to travel to Jacksonville, and I'm going to travel by car. I'm actually going to be at the Cincinnati game in Cincinnati. I hope Miami wins because somebody rooting for them, and I'm excited about it. But Cincinnati's a good team. They were in the Super Bowl last year. They have a lot of weapons. They're a formidable opponent, and it's a Thursday night game. And we're going to be coming off the Bills game, which we're going to spend a lot of energy and emotion on. It's a division game, and we have a quick turnaround to deal with the Bengals. And so I'm giving Cincinnati that win. I think we lose against Cincinnati. And so coming out of the first 4 weeks, I expect us to be 2-2. And then that's where the season, I think, is kind of going to, in my prediction, is going to start to take off on a high note, and we're going to have a really fun heart of fall as Miami Dolphins fans. The fall is going to be really fun for us because I predict at Jets, week 5 at 1 p.m. That's a win. I'll be at that game as well. Should be 2 weeks in a row for me. I predict a win against the Jets, and I expect us to go 3-2. That might be right when Zach is coming back from injury for the Jets, so he might not be fresh. He's not necessarily bona fide or solidified anyway, but he'll be coming back. They'll be changing quarterbacks from Flacco to him either the week before or that week. I don't think it bodes well for them, especially with our defense. I think we've been playing the Jets very well the last few years, and I'm giving us that victory against the Jets. I'd like us to rebound after the Bengals loss, which I predict will be 3-2. Then we're at home for the Vikings at 1 p.m. Vikings are a decent team these days, but I just think you're playing us at home. We're going to be hitting our stride. Hopefully we have Byron Jones back. I think we beat the Vikings. I'm giving us a win. We'll be 4-2. We have the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. That's another home game. Pittsburgh's always going to be formidable. You're going to have Flo over there wanting revenge, hyping up that secondary. But at the end of the day, I just think at this juncture, we're a little bit ahead of the Pittsburgh Steelers for the first time in a while. And I'm going to give us that win at home on Sunday night. That's a 5-2 record I have us with. Then we're at the Lions, 1 p.m. on a Sunday. It's a Lions home game. I do expect the Lions to continue to improve with that head coach, who I respect very much. But they're just not there yet. They're just not. And if we are going to be anywhere near the upper half of the league, we're going to win that game. We come out of that game 6-2. We beat the Lions. Then we're at the Bears. Now, that's a tougher game, up in Chicago now, but it's still not the heart of the end of fall. It's not going to be too cold. And again, if we're going to hang, we better be going up against the NFC North and doing okay at it. I give us a win. I give us a record of 7-2 coming out of that game. The Browns at 1 p.m. Browns are a good team, but their quarterback situation is kind of interesting. There's some distractions up there for reasons we know. It's a home game. Again, let's beat our conference rivals, conference foes. I'm giving us the win. 8-2 coming out of the Cleveland game. Texans, a 1 p.m. game. We're beating the Texans. We're beating them. 9-2. Now, we're going to be starting to feel really, 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 really good about ourselves at that point. Really good about ourselves. But then I think reality will set in a little bit, bring us a little bit back down to earth. We're going to be feeling ourselves quite a bit. But we're going to be at San Francisco now. And now it's a cross-country trip. We're traveling to the West Coast. San Francisco is no slouch. I know McDaniel's going to think he has their number. I know we're going to play him tough. But I don't like us traveling all the way west. I don't like the way, some of their weapons, the way they play that solid offensive game, and don't make a lot of mistakes and kind of march down the field. Our defense is very good. They'll give them a run for our money, but I don't know. I like San Francisco in that game, and I'm going to give San Francisco the win. That we'd be 9-3 at that point. And we stay on the West Coast after that. We have the Chargers, but we're at the Chargers. We've had the Chargers number for a long time, but Herbert's good, man. And I think the Chargers are going to take a step forward this year. As much as we are going to take a step forward, I think that the Chargers are going to take a step forward. And the L.A. Chargers, we're going to be right from the Bay Area down to L.A., and maybe we'll stay out there that week. I don't know. I hope we do, because flying back to east and back west doesn't make a lot of sense. But we'll see what we do. I'm giving that one to the Chargers, too. I don't think our West Coast trip is going to go great for us. I'm giving that one to the Chargers, and I put us at 9-4. Then we're at the Bills. We're at the Bills on December 18th, and that's a to be determined game, right? So if that game has implications for the playoffs or for the division, which I expect it to have implications for the playoffs and the division, they might flex that game either to a 4 o'clock or they might flex that game to a night game. But either way, that's at Buffalo. That's at Buffalo in the cold in mid to late December at Buffalo. I don't like our Hawaiian-born raised quarterback and the Buffalo Bills defense and that fan base and that time of year, especially them predicting us beating them earlier in the year with the way they're playing and probably be hitting their stride. I don't like us in that game, and I'm going to go with Buffalo. So now it's going to be meltdown on Fin Heaven. It's going to be meltdown on these YouTube boards and all that. I understand that, but I have us at 9-5. I have us hitting the ground a little bit after that Buffalo game. Then we got the Packers. And look, I'm giving us the win against the Packers. And yes, do I have us beating the entire NFC North basically? Yeah, that I do. Do I think we're capable of beating the NFC North and sweeping them? Yeah, I do. I hate to say it, but 49ers on the West, they'll probably beat us, but I don't know. Packers are a good team, but it's home. It's home, and we're going to need the game. The way my predictions are going, we're going to need that game. We're going to need that game. And I know Aaron is a beast, but he's lost a lot of weapons. He's lost a little bit of sanity maybe, and he's lost maybe a step. And I think coming into that game, the Packers might be limping, and even if we're limping, we're going to have some better depth, and I think we're going to need that game based on the way my predictions are going. I think we take that game. That's on Christmas Day. That's on Christmas Day, by the way, against the Packers. And I think we take that game. That brings our schedule to our record to 10-5. Then we're at the Patriots on New Year's Day. I'm predicting we beat the Pats week 1. This game, I'll be honest, could go either way, right? Like if the Pats are having a down year, they're downtrodden, there's only 2 weeks left in the season, and the Pats are limping and they don't have hope of the playoffs and they're not playing well, we might well take this game. But assuming the Pats are in contention, assuming they're at home, it's cold up in the Boston area, they want the game. They want revenge for us beating them week 1. They haven't seen us in months. And assuming it does have playoff and division implications, I'm going to split the season with the Pats. I'm going to give this win to the Pats. That's going to put us at 10-6. Now, we could be nice. It might be 11-5. Like I said, I could see it, but I'm putting us at 11-6. I'm giving that one to the Pats, to be fair. The last game of the season is January 8th, and that is against the New York Jets at home. It's not going to be as hot as it was earlier in the year. And I don't expect the Jets to be pathetic or terrible this year. I really think they're going to take a bit of a step forward. They had good draft picks. They've put together a decent roster. I do still kind of like the coach. I'm not sold on the coach, but I do like their coach. But the fact is, until the Jets show me something to prove that they are going to care about the last week of the season, because they are going to be in some kind of contention, they're not going to be decimated, there's not going to be controversy, and until they show me that they can beat us and hang with us, I'm not going to give the Jets a game. And although, just like the Pats game the week before could have gone to us, but I gave it to the Pats, this game could go to the Jets, but I'm going to give it to us until further notice, and I'm going to put us winning and beating the Jets, and I'm going to put our final record for the 2022-23 season at 11-6. I think we have really revamped this offense. I think we've really, put in X's and O's schemes, and we've really instilled a different culture in the team, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and we've infused serious talent. And Edmonds, Mostert, and Hill, obviously. And when you put Hill opposite a guy like Waddle, I just don't know how you can cover them. And when you put our running back room together, even guys like Gaskin coming and getting toting the rocker, a little bit, I don't see. And then you throw in a wild card, Mike Gesicki, playmaker, not to mention some of the other wideouts we have, Wilson and whatnot. I just don't know how we don't take a significant step up. And with the way our defense already is and how good our defense already is, I just don't see how we don't take a major step forward. And I don't see how we're not a playoff team this year. There's really no excuses, and there's no reason why we won't be a playoff team this year. If we're not a playoff team this year, then there's serious trouble down in South Florida. And I think we really need to recalibrate and reassess the entire trajectory of the team. And it remains to be seen. But I do expect this team to be good. And I do predict an 11-6 record. And I do think that, we're going to have a really fun middle of the season. I think the early schedule is a little tough, and I'd be happy coming out of the first 4 games at 500. I think the end of the schedule gets tough again. I think it closes its ranks and it gets tough, and it's going to separate the men from the boys, as they say, in terms of playoff contenders or not. But I think that soft middle of the schedule, which currently, you never know. Once you get in season, it could change. But as of now, on paper, that this middle of the schedule looks softer to me. I think that's going to be a really fun time to be a Miami Dolphins fan. I think it's going to give us build up a lot of wins, stack a lot of W's, and get us in prime position to make the playoffs. And I do expect us to make the playoffs. I don't expect us to win the division. I think Buffalo's going to win the division, but you never know. See what happens, see what dominoes fall, see what games. They usually have a head-scratching game or two. If we can take care of our business, even if they split with us, we might be able to take the division. But I'm giving us a wild card spot. And I told you, I'm not buying any more Dolphins merchandise personally until we win a playoff game. And we will be good enough to win a playoff game. We won't have playoff experience, but hopefully some of the guys with playoff experience who are on the roster now will help guide us through, and hopefully we win a playoff game. But I'm not ready to go that far yet. I am predicting an 11-6 record. I'm predicting a playoff spot. And anything less to me is a failure. To be honest, unless there's some crazy catastrophic injury or something we're not aware of yet, that's how I feel about it. So that's the season prediction from Larry K, Phin-Addict Fury. I will speak to you guys hopefully on Sunday after the game, either live or just a quick little video short to just express my thoughts. And then, of course, I will see you live on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. we have LG shaking the panel, and we have a bunch of people, contribute their thoughts and talk. And get on and kind of, go back and forth with us. And we have great conversations. So tune in on Wednesday. I will talk to you Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Get ready for NFL football tomorrow, man. I hope everybody has a great day with their pregame and their game time rituals for Sunday. Football is back. God bless all the fallen from 9/11. Let's remember them as well. And everybody enjoy your weekend. I will talk to you very soon. Let's hope my prediction about the Patriots is correct. Phin-Addict Fury out. I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the